Hello and welcome to the channel today. We got some awesome tech for you today. We've got the highly anticipated A50 X's and we've also got the X2 Pros from Logitech. Now, I wanted to put these two headsets together because, well, A, is it worth upgrading for that extra cost, or should we go for the cheaper option? Now, today we're going to determine what one is best. So let's get into it straight away then and find out which one you should go for. Okay, we're going to start with the price now, and this is the Logitech website. So as you can see in front of me, this is the Astro A50 X in the UK, and it costs £359. If you go to the US website, then you're talking $379.99. The Pro X2, on the other hand, is £249 in the UK, and as you can see, it's $249.99 in the US. So that is a percentage difference of 30%. So is the Astro A50 X worth that extra cost? Let's find out. Okay everyone, so what's in the box then? This is the Astro A50 X, and you basically get the HDMI station with the headset itself. You get a USB-C to USB-A cable that goes from your console to your docking station, and you also get a dual USB-Y cable, which is for your plug for power because it needs its power. Although I did have success in plugging it directly into the computer as well. So if you have sufficient power ports in your PC, gaming laptop or whatever, then you can plug that into there as well as using the plug. You also get a Dolby Atmos card in there. As soon as you plug it in, it recognises it through Windows. So you just download the app through Microsoft Store and it will recognise that you've got the headset, and then you get it for free. So it saves you about £17 or something like that. One thing worth mentioning, you don't actually get a HDMI 2.1 cable in here, so you're going to have to supply that yourself if you want to use it. Okay, so moving on to the Pro X2s then. So you don't actually get a docking station with this one, you get a dongle instead. You get a spare pair of ear cups, which is the fabric ones, and it comes with the leatherette ones on. You also get a USB-C to USB-A cable. You also get a 3.5mm to 3.5mm jack. You get your detachable microphone, and you get a case, which, to be honest with you, I don't think it was even worth having it in there. I mean, it's probably going to stop some scratches. It's not very good, to be fair, but it's there anyway. Okay then, so let's move on to some features then. First of all, I think the first thing to start off with is the weight of these headsets. Now, the weight of the Astro A50 X is 370 grams. That's just the headset like this, okay, without the docking station, which is what I feel matters. And the Pro X2s are 355 grams, so they're slightly different in weight, but you wouldn't even tell on your head. So moving on to the wireless range next then. So I actually did try them around the house, and they both sufficiently get around my house. It's a 3-bed house, regular size in the UK. I walked outside with both headsets and walked around the garden. I don't have a particularly big garden, but they stayed connected, so I feel like if you're wandering around the house with them, you're going to be fine. The battery life, on the other hand, is quite a big difference. It's almost double the battery life on the Pro X2. So it's 24 hours for the Astro A50 X, and it's 50 hours for the Pro X2. Now on the box it did actually say 30 hours for the Pro X2, but I believe they've released a firmware update with these, but don't quote me on that. So both these headsets will work with PS5, Xbox and PC. The difference with the Astro A50s is that you've got this docking station, and This docking station is really good, by the way. I think this is what you're paying for. This is what the extra money and cost is for. But we'll get onto that a bit more in a minute. So you've actually got in the back here, you've got your Xbox port. And if you plugged it directly in through the HDMIs and didn't plug USBs into your console, you can actually hear the audio through the HDMI. So if you didn't want to plug it directly in and you weren't going to communicate or chat, then you can just hear it through HDMI. So this is really good because that means you can actually plug it in through the Switch, or if you've got some retro games consoles and you can just plug them through the HDMI. I'm really impressed with this docking station. Excuse the actual... I've still left the film on because this is actually my brother's headset, by the way, everyone. He's actually kindly lent it to me. He didn't even get to try it himself first. Opened it up and was the first to use it. So thanks to my brother. Okay, so both the headsets are Bluetooth enabled as well. So I can't find out what type of Bluetooth or version it is, but I can tell you they both got Bluetooth. They are both enabled with dual connection. So you can have a phone connected to them at the same time as you're playing games. The difference between the two is that you can simultaneously have your phone and your computer connected and talk at the same time on the Astro A50s. The Pro X2, on the other hand, has a Bluetooth button on the bottom which you have to press when you hear a call coming in, and then it will transfer to the call so you can't hear the game at the same time. So the wireless tech on board here on these two headsets then. So the Astro A50 X actually comes with Pro grade light speed, which gives you 24-bit 48 kHz. That's only on PC though. If you're on console, you'll only get 16-bit 48 kHz. The Pro X2, on the other hand, will just give you 16-bit 48 kHz on console and PC. So you're limited with this headset to the quality coming from the PC. So both these headsets come with side tone then, and that allows you to hear yourself while you're playing games or communicating with people within the chat. It just means you're not screaming and shouting when you're playing games and then upsetting the wife or the missus or even the kids. Another difference between these headsets is the 3.5mm connection. So underneath, as you can see here, you've got a 3.5mm connection there. You don't have that on the Astros, so that means you can plug it into your phone, or if you've got another device like an iPad or something, you can plug it into that way. The A50X doesn't have that feature. So moving on to the drivers then. So the Astro A50s have a new type driver. So it's actually a 40mm driver, Pro G graphene. Graphene is a lightweight material that requires very little power to drive, so it means it's a lot more efficient. So they both have those drivers, but the difference is these aren't the pro grade ones, but they are 50mm, so they're actually slightly bigger drivers, but they don't have the Pro G or the Pro graphene. Moving on to one of the biggest features then, and that is PlaySync. And PlaySync allows you to switch between consoles. So you've got a button on the side here which you can see, so you can press that button and it will switch between PC, Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever device you've got plugged in, and the audio will automatically switch, and also it'll automatically switch through the HDMI too. So you don't have to play around with any controls on your monitor or your TV. It'll automatically do it as you press that button. Very, very good bit of kit. That's probably what you're paying most of your money for with this headset, and it's 100% worth it, and we'll come on to that in a bit. With the Pro X2, you don't actually get this feature. It doesn't have the feature underneath, as you can see there. Okay, moving on to the Blue Voice microphone then. The only one that supports that is the Pro X2. Now, I will come on to the microphones in a bit. The Blue Voice is actually just like an equalizer for the microphone within the app, which we'll come on to shortly. So both these headsets, they both are compatible with PS5 3D audio, so that's something to be aware of. The Pro X2 has a MUX feature, which allows you to plug a 3.5mm device into your PC and listen to it wirelessly. So if you've got an MP3 player or something like that, you can plug that into this USB and you can walk around the house and listen to that device. The Astro A50 X doesn't have that feature. So moving on then, and the next feature we're coming on to is the game chat mix. Now, this is where this headset really falls down, and it doesn't keep up with modern headsets. I mean, a lot of cheaper modern headsets come with game chat mix. No matter where I looked, I could not find anything about it no information. In fact, I went onto Reddit in the end and found out that it's been a big complaint on the previous headset too. So it's a shame that Logitech have not included that on this one, but there is no game chat mix with this. On the other hand, with the Astro A50 X, on the side here, you actually get a game and voice chat mix there, and it works brilliantly with PlayStation and it works with PC. I haven't tried it with Xbox, but I'm pretty sure it would work fine on that too. Another feature next, which is just for the Astro A50 X, and going back to the base station again, is the HDMI ports on here are HDMI 2.1 supported, and they are up to 40 gigabits per second. So not the full maximum 48 gigabits, but they will support 4K 120 frames. They also support VRR and they also support ALLM, which is brilliant. So, and I've tried that and tested it and it works perfectly. What we come on to next then is portability, and this is what the bag I was talking about earlier. It is paper thin. It isn't worth putting in the box. You can actually see through it, if you see what I mean. It is not that good at all. I mean, it's probably going to stop scratches, but I mean, if I put it in my bag, it's not going to stop it getting broken. So if you sit on it or someone sits on it by accident, it's not going to protect it from that. On a positive note, these are portable. You can put them in your bag. You can plug the USB in wherever you like. Whereas the Astro A50 X, they rely on that base station, and to carry that around with you wouldn't be really efficient. Portability goes to the Pro X2s. Another feature which is really good here as well, and definitely worth mentioning, is the removable mic. Now, it is shaped in a certain way, so you can't plug it into the wrong side, so you can't really plug it into here. The removable mic's brilliant because then that means you can just use them as a normal pair of Bluetooth headphones, and to be honest with you, I think it's nice to have that feature. Whereas on the Astro A50 X, you've always got this permanently connected, you know. It's another thing worth mentioning again is the software for these. Now, I'll come on to that in a second and I'll show you it all, but this supports the new Logitech app, whereas these do not support the app. But we'll come on to that in 2 seconds. Hi everyone, I just wanted to stop you there a minute and ask if it's possible for you guys to like and subscribe this video. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the channel out. Let's carry on with the review. So this is the Pro X2's microphone, and it has got the blue voice enabled. So let's go into the app and have a little look. So once you plug in the Pro X2's USB stick, this will pop up like this. We go into the settings here, and straight away you can see that I've got blue voice enabled. Now I've turned it off now, and I don't know if you can hear any difference or what it sounds like, and then I can enable it like this. Now you can do many different presets and stuff here. You can play with it all night long. And to be fair, I actually just used the Broadcaster 1 preset, just like this. So that's absolutely fine for me. And I went through and I listened and I recorded it. So this is what it sounds like, guys. You've also got some effects here as well. So you can actually add
alien, and I can sound like an alien.
Or a robot. Or a demon. Or a dream. And it just goes on. So that's another cool little feature which you can't do with the Astro A50 X.
So now we go on to the actual headphones itself, and you can adjust acoustics like so. You've got some different presets here, which work okay. I mean, this was pretty good actually on the old FPS one. It did work very well. I played around myself with some custom presets, which was good. And I found that games like Call of Duty, it was best to set it level and then adjust the settings within the app, i.e. bass boost for headphones was great for Call of Duty on a flat equalizer, and that was for both headphones. But I did try everything really. And also you can actually browse more presets. You can actually go into there and you can actually download other people's, which is quite cool. You have to update the board as well, the memory board here, like so, and it actually uploads it onto the headphones DAC. So then when you go onto your PS5, that custom preset will be available on the PS5 then, but you can't adjust anything on the PS5, which is really annoying. So once you set it here, it's set. You would have to go back onto your PC and then change it if you wanted to play on the PS5. Another thing up here is surround sound as well. I enabled it and I thought it was terrible. I do not like it at all. In fact, it's not very good at all. I couldn't get it working and sounding good at all. So maybe it was just me, but it sounds terrible. So I just disabled that. Another thing worth mentioning as well. So if you go down here as well, you'll notice that there is no option for Dolby Atmos. These Pro X2s, they don't support Dolby Atmos, which kills this headset, to be fair. Yeah, let's move on to the Astro A50 X. Okay, so now we're on the A50 X, and this is pretty much the same in the sense of you just plug it in with the dock. make sure the power is plugged in as well, and then you're good to go. This pops up like this. From there then can go into device settings, and then you can see this screen. It gives you a general idea of how many hours you got left on your battery up there, and you can adjust the side tone, which works brilliantly, by the way, on that. You've also got your game and your voice chat, but I can control that from my headset. As you can see now, that's what I'm doing. I'm controlling it on my headset now. I don't know if that's coming through onto the mic, but I'm actually pressing it right now. So that's good. You've got the base station brightness there, which I've left on 50. And then what you can also do is go over here, and then you click up on the volume tab there, and then you've got different presets that I can listen to. I didn't find these very good, to be honest. I've created my own music one, and this is what I preferred, and I played around pretty much all day long with different games with different presets. I didn't actually create any game ones because I was just playing with it on the fly, and most of the time I was playing Call of Duty, although I did play some other open world games which I felt were pretty good as they were anyway on a neutral preset, although I just went and tried everything anyway, and we'll come on to sound in a bit. You've also got your microphone one here. I did find this one a little bit quieter than the other, but I think it sounds better. I don't know. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. You've also got the noise gate here, and you can adjust these for different environments, if it's loud out or if it's quiet at night. You've also got a stream port here as well if you're a streamer, which is quite handy, and it allows pass through of the sound if you're going for a PC. Oh yeah, and one more thing on here actually. You can tell as well if I go down here that you can actually go into the settings, Dolby Atmos for headphones, so I can actually utilize that. If I want to go away from the app and use Dolby Atmos, I can, and I find Dolby Atmos sometimes a bit better, me personally, and I do use that quite a lot because you can real fiddle with the settings in there too, but it's up to you guys what you do. Okay everyone, so this is the A50 X app, and you can go in and change the volume and balance like the game and the chat, as you can do actually on the headset, and you can also change the microphone and headphone settings whenever you need. The purpose of this app is so you can use it in conjunction with the PS5 and the Xbox. You can't use it with the PC, so you can only use it with the Xbox and the PlayStation. But this is a real game changer. It's amazing, and it's a feature you don't get with the Pro X2. So bear that in mind before you purchase. Okay then, so just one more thing before we go on to the sound. I wanted to have a look at the quality with you, a bit of the look and the feel. Both of the headsets are made out of an alloy or plastic. The Pro X2s have got this aluminium band here. They've also got this plastic backplate which looks like aluminium, but it is definitely plastic. You can tell it's not the most premium quality plastic, but it's substantial enough and will probably last. The same goes for the Astro A50 X. It's pretty much the same material. You've got these aluminium bars here. Some people did mention actually in the past that people have had problems with these breaking. I hope that doesn't happen again. I mean, that's after years and years of use anyway, so it's not really anything to be concerned with. You've also got some exposed wires here too, so hopefully over time they won't cause any issues, but you've actually got some exposed wires on here as well, look, exactly the same. Just something to bear in mind. But the quality really of both headsets is pretty good. I mean, the only thing I don't like is the sort of pleather material on here. It doesn't feel like it's going to last forever. It might just crack and eventually just deteriorate, but only time will tell there. Just going on to the adjustability then. I actually love the adjustability of all of these. They go in, out, and they come up and down like so. No problems whatsoever. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with fit for these, other than the opening on these headsets for your ear is small. So I actually measured my ears, and my ears are 65mm vertically. The opening for this headset is 62mm. So it's a bit smaller than my ears, so they are a bit cramped in here, but it's not so bad. Well, where I do get the problems for myself is on these. My ears are too cramped in here. These are 52mm vertically, like here, and my ears are 65. So that's over a centimetre too small for my ears. So I find that my ears get cramped in here, and I do notice it, and it's something quite annoying for me. Would it stop me buying the headset? No, because actually after a while I got used to it. So that could be something that turns you away from this purchase, and maybe something that they could update in the future. But I feel like if they did that, or it might take away the sound quality. But both headsets are comfortable and you can wear them for a while without issues. I mean, I wore them both without issues for a while. My only concern is in the winter is these headsets could get really quite hot. I mean, after about an hour of playing, my ears were quite warm. So in the summer months, because we're in the winter at the moment here in the UK, in the summer months, I reckon that these become a little bit too hot. So overall, the headsets are comfortable. They could potentially get hot in the summer if you're wearing them for long periods. But overall, the quality, the adjustability, and the cushion options you get with this headset as well is brilliant. Let's move on to sound. Okay everyone, so I tried a variety of games here, and I tried everything from Finals to Elden Ring, GTA 5 and Modern Warfare 2. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the outside noise. Now, I felt that on the A50 X, you did get a lot more noise, and that was because of the fabric ear cups. With the leatherette ear cups on the Pro X2, it did keep the sound from coming in. This wasn't a problem when you have loud gameplay because you didn't actually notice it. It's only when you're playing sort of open world games that you can start hearing the outside world, but it didn't bother me. So it's not really something to worry about. The game sound itself then, I felt that both headsets perform really well in the bass area, and you got some real good deep bass. Explosions and stuff like that within Modern Warfare 2 sounded really, really explosive and good. I personally found that the A50 X had more detail and was clearer, but both headsets had great directional audio. In fact, they probably had about the same. So the only thing I could say for definite was that this is where both headsets really, really shone. And with all of this, side tone with both headsets works brilliantly, although the Astro did have the upper edge and sounded cleaner. So overall, there's no doubt about it. The Astro A50 X has got the clearer sound, it's got the better side tone, and generally is a step up over the Pro X2. So let's wrap this up with the conclusion then. Well everyone, we're coming to the end of the video now, and I just want to say thank you for sticking with it. I'm going to ask one more time if you could subscribe or like the video please, and then leave a comment below if you've got any feedback for me. It'd be really good. So let's move on to the conclusion then. So for the Pro X2, it actually sounds really good. I'm actually quite impressed with how good it sounds. Whether you use the leatherette ear cups or the fabric ones, I was actually quite happy with either sound. Where the headset really drops down for me is the game mix chat. That is a key feature you need at that price point. And as people have already mentioned for the previous version on Reddit, it's actually stopped people from purchasing it, or it's actually ended up them in returning it. And for me, it kills the headset. The other thing as well, it doesn't have the equalizers for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, so you have to go into the PC app, save the equalizer to the onboard memory of the headset, and then go onto the PS5. So it's not convenient enough really, and you don't actually get to change the game chat volume within the PlayStation 5 either. So it's missing some really key features. I also don't think the microphone sounds as good as the A50 X. I don't know what you guys think. The pleather material as well doesn't feel like a quality part of the headset, so that does slightly let it down. But like I said before, what it does have going for it is that sound, and the directional audio is very good on it. The biggest letdown is the features for that. I would personally not recommend that headset. I would probably go for something like a SteelSeries Arctis Pro, especially when you get the older version as well, because you get the chat mix with that, and you can plug it into the PlayStation and Xbox as well. That would probably be the one to go for at a lower price. What I'm absolutely astounded by though today, everyone, is the Astro A50 X. That is an absolute killer of a headset. It genuinely is amazing, and I can see why everyone has been waiting for it for so long. It has all the features you need. The mic quality is brilliant. Side tone is out of this world. It has Dolby Atmos. It has the docking station with HDMI pass-through, so you can connect up to 3 devices at once, which works perfectly as well. The sound quality is incredible. But remember, there is one thing that lets it down, is the small ear cups. And for me, it really did cramp my ears. I mean, I got used to it after a while, but it kind of just sits on your ears instead of your ears sitting within the cup. So there you go, guys. That is my conclusion today. I would 100% recommend the Astro A50 X over the Pro X2. I just want to thank everyone today for watching. This is Chicken Poppers, and I'm going to go and play some games.